barn, gotta work on the truck I affectionately call Sue. Yeah, maybe someday I'll get into that, but right now, suffice to know, I was driving about a year ago. It sat in my backyard for like all this time, and I finally got to it, dragged it in the barn. Figured an injector went bad, melted a hole in the piston. It kind of had a sound of like a hole in the piston, like just a whooshy, banging, thumping. So I shut it right off, had it dragged home. I never started it again until I dragged it into the barn, and we got it running, and it was banging. And figured it was an injector knock. It sounded like, it didn't sound metallic as much as it sounded like, almost sounded like it, like one cylinder was running on ether, that bang bang kind of clacky injector knock. So I got new injectors from Accurate Diesel, brand new stock Bosch injectors, put them in, and guess what? The knock's still there. So today we're gonna be yanking the head off Sue. We'll see what's in there. All right. Got the head off, looking at it from underneath, which I think I can do with this pretty good. No mass carnage. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So all I'm seeing is a little ring. You can probably just see it right here, that little ring there. It looks like a little bit here too. Pardon me. Anyway, so that's what we see on the head. They come up here, carnage. These don't look that bad. I mean, they're, you know, 150,000 miles. They're carboned up a little bit. They're probably hasn't been burning perfectly. If I was to, this one looks like it was burning pretty good. That would be number 2. It's got some junk laying in there. I don't know what that is. 3 looks like it was burning pretty good too. It's got a little bit of oil that spilled when I pulled the head. I don't know about those flame patterns. You can see them. They're like a V. Look like a V mark there. This guy here, a little smokier. Like that injector might have been dipping a little. This truck sat a lot, and I think you could see that in the side of the cylinder wall. It's not perfectly smooth. I know it looks a little pitty. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, now I'm seeing a smoking gun down there on number 5. You can see where valves have been clipping. They're just a little bit clipping on that piston. And that would tell me got a bad rod bearing. Looks like I'm going to yank this motor out. I think it's going to get rebuilt. I don't think I have another choice. Got a little slight ridge in number 1. Not much ridge anywhere else. Of course, I didn't check the ones that are up. I don't know if it's worth all that. I guess it's time to pull it out and just redo it. Yeah. We'll see what makes sense money-wise. It's the main thing. Boy, what a pain getting to the front of this motor. I mean, it worked on it a few hours yesterday. A couple hours anyway. Yeah, we better go back to a few hours. Stuff takes time. And now I'm down to this. I got the motor just about out. I got it picked. It's hanging on the picker. I think I got everything on this side pretty well disconnected. Obviously the bell housing's unhooked. There was a couple loose bolts down in there on the bell, so it looks like that transmission had been taken out at one point. They didn't put everything back in tight. So looks like things are going to skate up and out. Make sure nothing's going to hang and hook up and cause me issues. So this side over here, it's a slimy mess. Ugh. Oil and goo everywhere. So I got a throwaway sweatshirt I'm wearing. And then I put on gloves over top, so I spent a lot of years getting all greasy and grimy, but why? I mean, they make gloves. So try to stay a little cleaner than I used to. Plus, I'm sure this isn't exactly like vitamins on your skin. That's a 6.7 CP3 pump. It's supposed to put out like 19% more fluid. I mean fuel. What?
This bolt's loose, or this rod. I don't know when or how. Maybe somebody was in here and they didn't torque it down.
150,000 miles. We had it for over 30,000 in our our knowledge of with this motor,
Yeah,
it's
we
been
got
about
around 120.
yeah,
Yeah. So
it's about 150.
yeah.
But yeah, so now we got a loose bolt. Well, makes disassembly easy, doesn't it? Finger tight bolt. That's why it's clacking. That's number 5. That's the one that was clipping the head. Wow, this is sad. Look at it, Con. It's got wear marks on it. Like, can you see them?
Yeah.
Like it's been wearing.
Yeah.
Of course, that could be.
That could have been all. That bolt backed out.
Well, let's see what the bearing looks like.
It's gonna be terrible. Let me get that done. Make a necklace.
A necklace out of bad connecting rod bolts.
That was a good one.
Came right apart.
That one was torqued in good.
Yeah, and on the 3rd gens, they're a fractured rod.
The
You can see the fracture in it. That end didn't loosen up, but the other fracture is all beat down. Here, give me that.
piston wants to fall down through the hole. I think.
Does it really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, it's beat. Yeah,
The
look at
rod's
that.
all
It's beat up.
and spun.
It spun?
Well,
It did.
It was a little off its rocker. Yeah, so I'm guessing it did.
And there's a crank. Looks like garbage. All right. Well, we know. Oh no, that's not the crank. Yeah. Well, it did spin. Yeah. There's the crank. Looks like garbage.
Crank's all gouged.
Yeah. Okay.
Bummer.
Loose bolt.
Loose bolt.